We're here now with Patty Ryman. She's a delegate from Milwaukee County. Patty, what was your reaction to this speech tonight?
Well, first of all, this is an electrifying moment right now. I thought his speech was spot on. He talked about what happened to him last Saturday, and he talked about his platform. He's gonna, everything is pro-America, and it's just gonna be a wonderful.
What went through your mind as he talked about what happened to him he said the bullet whizzed by him?
Yeah, and all the blood that came out. He knew he got hit by a bullet, and then he knew he had the resolute to get up and put his hand up to let everyone there know. Everybody felt calm when he got up. He showed so much power and strength in that moment.
He talked about he wanted to be president for all Americans, but he also laid out a sort of typical campaign speech on some issues that can be kind of divisive. The border, for example. Why do you think it was that he went back to the normal campaign talking points here on this night?
Well, I think it's important for everyone to know where he stands on the issues. So he's laying them out right now, and we'll get more clarification as it gets closer.
Okay, thank you, Patty Ryman of Milwaukee County, one of the delegates here in Wisconsin. I've got a lot of other people I want to talk to, including Representative Glenn Grothman of Wisconsin. Looks like he's now doing another interview with an international broadcaster over the camera here. Let me see what else we got. We got Governor Tommy Thompson over here. Governor Thompson, what was your reaction to tonight's? What was your reaction, Governor Thompson, to tonight's?
I am absolutely ecstatic. This is one of the great conventions of all time. This is going down in the history books as an outstanding convention. Everybody is happy, everybody's together, and President Trump gave a tremendous, visionary, optimistic speech that everybody can rally around. I couldn't be excited and more happy. We're here in Wisconsin, the best state in America. The world is watching us, watching the Republican Party. We're coming out unified, and we're going to win in November.
What was it like? You've been coming to these conventions for, I think, is it 48? How many years?
48 years.
48 years. What was it like to finally have a convention in your home state?
I am so excited. As everybody knows, I love Wisconsin. And to have the eyes of the world and the eyes of the United States on Milwaukee and Wisconsin is a thrill that I can hardly describe.
What was it like to hear him talk about that assassin's bullet that nearly killed him? What was it like to hear about the assassin's bullet that nearly killed him? He told that whole story tonight.
That was a very moving story. You could have heard a pin drop, and I've never been able to hear that in all the conventions I've been. They're usually noisy, very raucous, but when Trump started explaining what happened, everybody shut up, everybody listened, and it was very moving, and I could see, because I had a tear in my eye. I know a lot of people had tears in their eyes.
He talked about wanting to reach out to Democrats, but he also criticized the president. He criticized Democratic policies. Was that appropriate tonight to criticize Democrats in light of just all of the
I thought it was very measured. I thought Trump was very measured. He was very visionary. He was very all-inclusive, and I thought he was very right on.
So appropriate to criticize the president, criticize President Biden right now?
I think right now the speech speaks for itself. I was supportive of it.
Thank you, former Governor Tommy Thompson of Wisconsin. We are looking for more delegates from Wisconsin. He's one of the delegates here. 48 years coming to conventions. And if Tanner, if you can pan over to the stage here, we still have the family here on stage. Former President Donald Trump with his family, his grandchildren, his children, all on stage with this balloon drop. We'll see who else we can find down here on the floor of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee at Pfizer Forum. This has been in the works now for more than 700 days. It was back in August of 2022 that the Republican National Committee announced that Milwaukee would be the home city of the Republican National Convention, and here it is. The Secret Service has been preparing for this for more than a year. They've been working with the FBI, they've been working with Milwaukee Police, Milwaukee Fire, and now we're here with the chairman of the Republican Party, Brian Shimmy. What was your reaction here to tonight's acceptance speech?
Terrific speech. I think it was very emotional on the front end. talking about the tragedy that he went through and others went through in Pennsylvania last week, but also laying out the direction for the country and where he wants to take America. I thought it was a very unifying message from him, and he wanted to tell the country, now is the time to come together. The Democratic Party, the alternate right now is a Democratic Party that's in disarray, a Democratic Party in panic. And if the unity we've had at this Republican convention this week, the alternative is not pretty.
In talking about that unity, that national unity that he was, and you just criticized the Democrats. In light of the assassination attempt, was it appropriate to be so critical of the current president as well as Democrats? Maybe he should have just stayed away from those topics, explicitly criticizing.
No, I don't think so at all. Ultimately, in the end, this is about a choice between two futures. I always say, look, this isn't the typical race where there's an incumbent and a challenger. This is a choice between two incumbents, and people will have to make that choice. The question comes to be, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And overwhelmingly, people have said they are not.
How concerned are you? You don't really know who the next your competitors are going to be come November. Right now, it's an open question. Democrats, some of the high-ranking Democrats are calling for President Biden to drop out of this campaign. How worried are you that it might be Kamala Harris versus Trump, Vance, and maybe Kamala Harris's running mate might be Michigan's governor, right next door neighbors here?
Well, listen, if it's Kamala Harris, I'll take that. If it's a situation now, but whether it's Gavin Newsom or any of the other liberal Democrats that might replace Joe Biden, I'm going to be walking around with a folding table to set up tickets for the debate, because this is a contrast between what's going on now and what happened then, and the people know where they are on that issue.
Chairman, thank you very much. We're going to send it right back up. You've got a lot more news to cover on this night, the last of the Republican National Convention here in Milwaukee. Ted and Steph.